Hey everyone, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So I'm just wondering, is everybody letting their light shine? Anybody? Everybody letting their light shine? Isn't this a nice little gift I got? I love it. I was going to leave it up there, but it only stays on for a minute, which is totally fine, so the battery doesn't run out. So I figured I would do this. Okay, so light workers, we got to get our light shining. I know. It's always constantly bringing it back to center, isn't it? Okay, well, today we are talking with the spirit guides about light workers. You guys I did a call out for questions about light workers, and we've got a part one and a part two. So this is part one, and part two, obviously, when I'm recording this, is not available at this moment, but in 2 days it will be, and then in the future. So if you're watching this later than March 3rd, let's just say March 5th, 2025, then part two will be available, and it will be listed in the description and posted in one of these corners at the end of the video. Okay, so you can watch both one and two. All right, so we have, it looks like 19 questions from the community. And of course, if you've been around, I always add a few here and there. A little bit of clarification. All right, so quick prayer, which is in my description. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Okay, hello you guys, talking to my spirit guides. You're going to see right now the way they're going is that's yes. And can you guys show me a no, please? And that's no. Okay, as you can see on the screen there. Sometimes you'll see both of them moving. You'll just have to note, like right there, even though both are moving, I know they're saying yes. The energy from the one does often move the other one slightly. So okay, so let's begin. Again, community questions about light workers. Like, what is this term that we've been using? I'm actually quite interested in this conversation because I've really not done any, I've just kind of picked up the term from other spiritual folks talking about spirituality. So I've never really delved into what it is exactly. So let's ask. Well, let me first ask, for my spirit guides, is today a good day to be asking these questions that are in front of me for part one, the light workers? Okay. And we will trust, obviously, that you will tell us what's in our best interest to know and of our highest good, basically. Is that correct? Okay. All right. So, and can you show them what happens if you really don't want to answer or you don't think it's in our best interest to know? What do you do? Okay. So they will basically just do that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So we can count on them doing that, you guys. All right. Okay. Question number one. Is the name Lightworker an umbrella term for beings identifying as? So we're wondering, we've got a little list here. So are light workers, and again, well, let me just clarify, is the term light workers a human term that's used for us to understand? Is that correct? Okay. Do you call us light workers across the veil? No. Do you need to do you even have names like that across the veil? No. Okay. So is it because you read energy more than, like, you can tell who would be a light worker on Earth because of energy? Yes. Okay. So I just wanted to clarify these are human terms. Okay. So that's where it gets a little gray because, so since these are human terms, can you please tap into the collective so that we can understand what the collective believes in what these questions that we're going to be asking? Okay. All right. So again, is the name Lightworkers an umbrella for earth angels? Yes. Oh, Is it an umbrella for empaths? Yes. Is it an umbrella term for light warrior? Yes. Is it an umbrella term for star seeds? No. Okay, so star seeds have a different energy, let's say, in, when we cross the veil, when we pass away from Earth. So they have a different energy, star seeds, than light workers, earth angels, empaths, light warriors. Okay. Is light workers also an umbrella term for mediums? Yes. Is it an umbrella term for psychics? Yes. I'm going to add one. Indigo child. Is Indigo child even? I don't know. I don't know enough about indigo children. I just remember hearing a lot about indigo children. You guys probably know a lot more than I do, so you feel free to comment. Um, that I just remember hearing that a lot, like 20 years ago, because everything's 20 years ago to me now. So I just remember hearing a lot about that and never really looked into it. I just never really comprehended. Okay, so really there is a difference though between light workers and all the other terms and star seeds. Okay, well, we might have to do a whole session on star seeds because I know nothing. I know nothing about star seeds. So, all right, number 2, are light workers needed to usher humanity into the evolution we're trying to get to? Yes. Okay. And are we trying to get to what Diana Cooper, the book we're reading right now in the community, are we trying to get to the fifth dimension? Yes. Now I saw a comment today, you guys, on the channel, just happened to catch this one, where it's someone who reads energy, is a psychic, and I think she said clairvoyant, and that her understanding, like she sees the fifth dimension. She's like, it's already here. Is that true? Okay, so the fifth dimension is already here. We're just all working to move to that position. Is that correct? Move to the fifth dimension, I guess. Okay, yes. She said it was beautiful. So, all right. Do you feel, and please be honest, that sometimes, I'm talking to my SGs, sometimes this whole talk, and I saw a comment the other day, and I get this. I get the feeling. I understand why we need the clarification sometimes. All the things we've been talking about, light workers, karma, all that kind of stuff. Um, would you put us in that category of a cult? No. Would you put us in the category of brainwashed? No. Okay. So maybe one day we'll have to explore the difference between, would you put this in a category of an ideology? No. Okay. I don't know if they're just telling us that to be nice or, yeah, we're just using our own discernment about what feels right and what doesn't feel right. To me, a cult is when, someone's like, you have to do things a certain way. You have to believe this. You know what I mean? So it's a legitimate question nowadays. It is a legitimate question nowadays. Let's be practical, right? Okay. And, misinformation and stuff. We're all trying to find the truth, at least our own truth, and hoping the people around us are being truthful. Okay, so number 3, are all light workers born as such, choosing this as part of our soul contract? Yes. Were more light workers born during this time to be here during this exact time right now? Yes, and that was to do what we already talked about, helping usher humanity into the evolution of 5D. Yes. Okay. So the next question was, if no, can one learn to be a light worker? Well, can one learn to be a light worker? Yes. So are there people who were not necessarily born with light worker energy, let's say, who then pick up Lightworker energy and adapt to Lightworker energy? Yes. Does it really matter whether we were born or just adapt to, or no? Okay. Would you consider most people who find themselves in this community or other channels of like, just talking about this kind of stuff, whether it's this one or another one, would you consider us all having been born light workers? Yes, especially those who obviously feel comfortable. Okay, really wide swing. Look at that. Really wide swing. Okay, there's probably some people who are questioning, so needed to hear that. Okay. Does okay, so does choosing to be a light worker as part of our soul contract, does it alter the soul contract because we chose to be light workers? Yes. I wonder how. We've done many episodes, several episodes, three basic ones on soul contract. So if you look they're like, yes, we have. If you look under Ask the Spirit Guides, you'll find them. The playlist Ask the Spirit Guides. There's also actually the intro ones are in the Start Here folder too, playlist. Okay, let's see. Number 4, do the labels people choose to identify themselves as surface and innate connection to their higher self and soul purpose? Okay, yes. So do the labels people choose to identify themselves as surface as an innate connection to their higher self and soul purpose? I'm not quite sure exactly what that means, but that's okay. You guys might get that more than I do. Okay, so yes. Number 5, do empaths and other sensitives often feel sick or have chronic pain? Well, that's not nice. Yes. So I just talked about this in Coffee with Karen today. Are we able to, is that because the pain is still serving us somehow, some way, like past lives, or we're learning from that? Okay, yes. Is that inevitable? Like, can we get rid of that somehow? Yes. Okay, maybe we do a session on that. We got to figure out this chronic pain thing, you guys. Okay. Number 6, do light workers get messages from different timelines? Yes. Do they tend to get them more in their sleep? Yes. So is that why readers will have different messages because of the different timelines? Oh, look at. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, so then the question becomes, one, does it matter? Does it matter that readers have different messages? No. Okay. That was sort of, I don't know if they answered that because I was intuiting that, because my intuition tells me the more I get into this and the more conversations we have, and the more I'm seeing what's going on and how I can just see the big picture at this point. It's getting clearer and clearer anyways, not 100%, but that is it because certain messages resonate with certain people and other messages resonate, or how the message is delivered and all that kind of stuff? Yeah. Well, it would be nice if we could all communicate on the same timeline. Would it be best if we asked which timeline we were asking about? Oh, okay. I don't know how to do that. Okay, I'll have to think about that. Anybody have any ideas on how a person would do that? I'll have to look into it. I might not see your comment, but if a bunch of you comment, I will. But if only one person comments, well, maybe Lob, if you see this, if you see any timeline comments, if you could document them for me. Timeline. Because that's what maybe we should start doing, is clarifying timelines, especially when we're doing like, timing of stuff, which I don't really like to do, but Okay, very good questions. Number 7, are there many different dimensions that we go to after passing away? Yes. Do we go to, so do all humans go to the same dimension after passing away, though? No. Okay. Huh. Do light workers have a specific dimension to go to? What? You could tell I was getting interested in that question. I was like, what? This question? Wow. Okay. Is it a nice dimension? Are there any not nice dimensions? No. Okay. All right. Number 8. Is it more likely that old souls will be light workers than younger souls? Yes. Okay, you old souls over here. We just got a bunch of old souls hanging around together, don't we? That's kind of cool. All right, number 9. When awakening, can the human sometimes feel that they may be unwell in the head? Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. Yeah, and that's really tricky because it's really hard to decipher if that's like a serotonin deficiency, if it's a different, it's really hard to decipher, isn't it? So you just do the best you can, you know? So, to make yourself feel well, basically. So obviously, the more I think we tap into the 5D, we're going to be able to sense that stuff right away, which will be amazing. Let's see. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. That's funny. Okay. If you are interested in issues of spirituality and you want to promote genuine true love and peace, are you probably a light worker? Yes. And, like, what about those who come and go in the spirituality space as well, like throughout their lives? Yeah, because like I was really interested in spirituality, and then I got busy doing other things, and then I came back to it, and then I got busy doing other things. So light workers have ebbs and flows in their human life. Is that true? Yes. Okay. Okay. All right, now I know I'm on number 11. I really got lost on the numbers there. All right, number 11. Are empaths more likely to be introverts? Oh, wow. Yes. It's an energy thing? Is it more from energy? Hmm, interesting. Okay, here's another Myers-Briggs question. Are NFs, which is intuitive feeler, okay, if you're not familiar with the Myers-Briggs, you might have to look that up rather than me going into a quick lesson. I also do have a class on the Myers-Briggs that it's in the description below. It's just always there. I am certified in the Myers-Briggs and taught it in higher education, but with students, one-on-one, not like in a class setting, but okay, so RNF, so intuitive feelers, and sensing perceivers, so SPs, more likely to be light workers than SJs and NTs? Huh, yes, than SJs and NTs. I have to think about that for a second. Yeah, it's interesting the pairing there. Because like I'm not sure I would have paired those. NTs. Oh yeah, okay. SPs. It's just that P and J. Oh yeah, the P's, right? The perceivers, the kind of go with the flow kind of people. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. All right, I can see those pairings. Interesting. And then I did want to say, and I brought this up yesterday, but for those of you who are F's, well, for all of us, we're all F's and T's, right? When you're under stress, I was talking about this mostly for F's, okay? But when you're under stress, the F and the T, it's how you make decisions. You either feelers start making decisions from their heart and move to their head, to logic. Thinkers start with their head and move to their heart. We all have the ability to make decisions from the heart and the head. It's just where we start naturally. Okay. When we are under stress, which is now, okay, the F and the T are exaggerated. Okay. So, I mean, you could probably exaggerate all of them, but the F and the T is because that has to do with how we make decisions and how we come off to other people, especially. Well, a couple of the other ones will too, but it tends to be more exaggerated. So then if you're an E, you're an extroverted feeler, everyone's going to know. Everybody's going to know how you feel. And if you're an extroverted thinker, people are going to know how you feel because you're extroverting out loud. Okay. And that will be exaggerated under stress. So just try to keep that, just be aware. Just be aware under stress. So if you find people saying to you, just so rude, why are you so rude? And you're extroverting your rudeness because it sounds rude, that's because you're just really communicating through your head and not finding some of that, move it down here a little bit. Every once in a while, I have to say to my husband, I need you to be down here for a minute. Very thinking. Okay. It's a good balance for me, but very thinker. And so if you are an introverted thinker or an introverted feeler, you are going to exaggerate that. You're going to introvert even more your feelings and your thinking, okay? So it's like no one will know what you're thinking. No one will know what you're feeling, because you're going to really go inside. So it's just something to be aware of right now. And I would say probably the same with the other ones. Your perceiver might get a little stronger. Because that's when you feel like things are out of control. It's just really, that's what it is. When things are out of control, you go to what your preferences are. And your preferences are your personality type for the Myers-Briggs. So just something to think about. I know I got a little off Lightworkers, but I like to just sometimes these little tips can be helpful. And not only during like mass stressful times, but if you're listening to this when things have calmed down politically or in the US or in the world, then maybe just personal, Okay, number 15. Have many of us been light workers in other past lives? Yes. Okay. And especially as old souls, so we kind of have a handle on what we're doing. I don't know how that's the case, but that's pretty funny. Okay, yes. Let's see. Number 16. If you are drawn to professions that help others, such as nursing, therapy, are you considered a light worker? No. Okay, just got a little stuck. So let me ask that again. So would you say that all nurses are light workers? No. Okay, what about therapists? So if you're in a helping profession, is there a nice mix of light workers and others in helping professions? Yes. Will you find more NFs in certain professions like therapy and nurse? This is I don't even need them to ask me that. Yes. Will you find more SJs in nursing? I was going to say they better not say no because the answer is yes. Okay. Yes. So SJ, you got to be really good with detail, nursing, medical school, anything that's, lawyers. Doesn't mean others can't do it. It's just not your natural tendencies. So it makes it harder to be in those careers. Okay. More the S in the end, big picture people are going to be, counseling, really, like if you go to like personal counselors, career counselors, so many of them are NFs. a lot tend to go in that direction. Okay, let's see. Number 17. Are some light workers not meant to directly communicate with the higher realm? Yes. Okay. If yes, do we listen to the messages of other light workers receive for direction? Yes. And when it feels right, I'm going to add. Only when it feels right, because that's your intuition. And you don't even have to listen to other light workers. You follow your own intuition. You are actually communicating with the higher realm if you're following your intuition. Okay, I just really, I don't know why I believe that. That's just how I feel. Okay. People might have different opinions about that. But and how I know if I'm following my intuition is if something feels good to me and it's not like an addiction or something. I mean, you might want to differentiate between that, but if something feels good and I get excited about doing something, that's my intuition saying, yeah, 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 do that. That's my, I want to, just because I want to press the button again. That's this. Come on. That's that. That's the light. So if, let's just say I say something, or because all the time people are like, it doesn't feel good to me, it doesn't feel right. Exactly. That's your intuition saying that is not right for me. That doesn't mean it's not right for everybody, which then people decide to tell you that it's not right for them, so it's not right for everybody. It's just not right for you. It's not the right time for you to hear whatever you're hearing. Okay. It happens to me all the time, you know. But do I take it out on the person who is giving that message? Absolutely not. The only one I do that with is F45 because, it's just, I don't have to explain. So, anyways. Okay, 19. Some of these I could really do coffee with Karen on some of these, just have a nice conversation about them. I think I will. Number 18. What percentage of souls incarnated on Earth currently as humans would be considered light workers? Do you know the number? Yes. Okay. Is it less than 10%? No. Is it between 10 and 25%? Nope. Is it between 25 and 50%? Oh, yes. I'm just going to do the other ones. Is it between 50 and 75%? No. Is it between 75 and 90? Okay, so 25, well, let's just say, is it 50% of the population? No. Is it 40%, roughly? Oh, it's roughly 40%. Okay, well, how are we supposed to? Okay, so 40%, having 40% light workers on Earth, and then we have the star seeds, correct? And then are there other beings that have kind of the same mission? Oh, okay, so there's others. What others? There's ascended masters, I'm sure, on Earth. Yes. Okay. Um, are there, I don't know, spirit guides? Would they be like a separate population? No. Angels? No. Are extraterrestrials that are here for spreading the light? Yes. So with all of those combined, do we make up more than 50% of the population? Oh, okay. So that's how we'll end up tipping the scale. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, number 19. Is it possible that you are a light worker and don't realize it until you're older? Is it possible that, yes? Yes. Or is it possible that you don't realize it? Are there some light workers who never realize that they are an actual light worker? Yes. Does that change their soul contract? No. Okay. So it doesn't change the soul contract whether you label yourself a light worker or not. Is that correct? Okay. So is it necessary for light workers to be doing the kind of work we're doing in order to fulfill our soul contracts? No. Okay. It's good. This way it takes a little pressure off, doesn't it? I always like that. Any pressure we can take off. Let's see. Oh, there's a funny question. Let's see. My sister likes to add one at the bottom. I don't know if this came from one of you guys or if she added it. I'm not sure. Can you do a romper room magic mirror deal with the names of all of us who wanted to know if we are light workers. What? What? I don't even know what a romper room magic mirror deal is. I have to look that up. They're like, yes. Are you asking, you guys are asking me or you're asking them? What is a romper room magic mirror deal? That's hilarious. Let me look that up real quick. Okay, well, that's interesting. I remember romper room, but I do not remember this. So at the end of a broadcast, the hostess, I'm just going to hold my little mirror up or my little lighthouse. The hostess would look through a magic mirror, actually an open frame with a handle the size and shape of a hand mirror. So I don't have a hand mirror, and recite the rhyme. Romper, bomper, stomper, boo. Tell me, tell me, tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today. Are all of my friends light workers today? So he said, did all of my friends have fun at play? She would then name the children she saw in television land, saying, for example, I can see Catherine and Owen and Julie and Jimmy and Kelly and Tommy and Bobby and Jennifer and Martin and so on. Children were encouraged to mail in their names, which would be read on air. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh, that's so much fun. See, my light just went out right when I put that down. That is hilarious. All right, I might have to come up with something funny to do with this. I just don't have anything off the top of my head. If anybody has any suggestions for the community, I'd be happy to participate because you know I like that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So can you do a romper room magic mirror deal with the names of all of us who wanted to know if we are light workers? Can you imagine? Well, I don't know how many people actually watch, like thoroughly watch, like how many people are actually watching at the end of this video. I mean, but if you have like, I mean, we have 40,000 subs now. Yay! Thank you to all of us. Thank you for being a part of the community. But you know, how many people, you know, how many channels are you subscribed to that, you know, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that channel. So anyways, so I don't know how many people that would be. That'd be a lot of people. My goodness. But anyways, great questions, you guys. Romper room. Kind of bringing back memories now. I think I might even be a little too young for romper room, I feel like. Wasn't that a 60s deal? All right, you guys. Now I want to look it up. Romper room. What year was that? For those of you who want to know. Oh, 19, see, I was right. 1953. But it was around to 94. Oh my gosh, 1953. I thought it, but it was around to 94. So I guess I wasn't too young for it. All right, you guys, let your light shine. You're all light workers here, but don't put pressure on yourself. Just do the best. Just do the best you can. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.